the ball let us brother says, oh, hell, he. Or welcome back to part 2 of What If Deku Became Elementor from Max Steel. So, yeah, this is the reboot one. If you want to go check out the part... Zuko part 1 of this, before this video, so Zuko, after Yoshe, Zuko ended up put behind bars. They say it's to contain him because but the company that owns the Master Link juice found out about what happened to a human with a quirk, as they wanted to study it, but Nezu forbids it. So, yeah. But Nezu walks up into Zuko's cage thing as he looks, as Nezu, or as Zuko Nezu, you must be Nezu, aren't you? Yes. As Zuko says, or Nezu says yes. Hold on, sorry. So yeah, Zuko ended up then talked as he tells them that all he wanted was to make Bakugo pay for what he did to him. As he starts to tear up. I don't want on any... I wasn't involved around the villains. I did not want that. And as Nezu says, well, I know that you could become... I'll give you two options. Become a hero or become a villain. Or become a hero, will just walk out of here and become a hero, or just stay in here and rot until with no food or water. Azuko who looks at him as Zuko says this. As you know what's one thing that I always wanted before I became this, when I was just a kid? I always wanted to become the hero. I could be a hero and save everyone. That's all I wanted, too. But then Bakugo pushed me into that. So, but I still want to be a hero. like Almighty All Might was. Alright. Come on. There we go. So, yeah. So, these Zuko... And Nezu is like... So... You wanted to be a hero, but then... Tragedy struck, right? That took... Nezu back. Ling. And he says... If you want... me to tell you... Who... Or why that the villains... A certain villain wanted me to join the League of Villains. But I turned down the offer. As Nezu says, wait, so you turned down the offer? Well, why did you attack UA? Or USJ? He forced me to do it. As Shiraki-san forced you to do it? The villain? No. As he says very quietly, only Nezu could hear, all for one. As Nezu's eyes widen, as he says, is he still alive? Yes. As he shakes his head and like nods his head, yes. As Zuko then of course he says, Nezu, please stand out there until I cool off, okay? And Nezu knows that every time Zuko thinks about all for one, he gets mad. As Nezu walks out, well, just give him some time to. He wants to be a hero, just like you all might. But there's something. As Zuko is mad, like he is now like relaxed. All right, Nezu, I'm on out. As Zuko was in his water form, washed it all down. As, yeah. Nezu says, come on out, Zuko. We know that you, aren't they said, or Zumi says he would never wanted to hurt anyone else. That's why Ochako, when she standed right between him and Bakugo, he always wanted to hurt Bakugo. That's all he wanted. Because, yeah, not to kill him, it's just And Bakugo looked like that. And because Zuko punched him so hard at USJ. So yeah. So Zuko walks up to Bakugo. As Bakugo says, "Are you gonna, like, punch me to death?" As Zuko says, no, I'm actually here to forgive and forget. Okay? Because I knew that it just wanted to knock you out so that the not beat you up too bad. Okay? After all, we're still friends. Childhood friend. As Bakugo says, yeah. As blood comes out. Sorry about pushing you into the... Okay? And one of our friends and challenged me to push you in. That is actually, yeah. So Zuko says, no need to drool on the past. Okay? So he walks away. As Nezu says, well, I know that you and I wasn't... Of course, Nezu, or All Might was there, as he says, sorry that we got off a wrong foot. That's okay. And as Ochako says, yeah, come on. As, let's say she's a cheerful one. As Zuko, or when Ochako and Zuko, like, when they walk to her house, he says that, hi, as Ochako, tells him, or actually, she says bye, Zuko, as she's as Zumi was on his other shoulder. So, and Zumi tells him that I couldn't believe that you're still alive, big brother. Yeah. Neither did I at first. But when I figured out when I reformed, and I knew that someone was up. Azuko was basically Zuko sorry. Zuko was basically tells her what really happened. As I'll be out here, I don't want to freak our mother out. Hey? Let's introduce. Yeah, so Zumi walks in as Inko and Sashi were still, or actually Inko looked at the picture of Zuko, who she couldn't believe that he is gone. As Zuko was basically, Inko was crying her eyes out by even thinking about it. As he peeks through the window as he sees his mother crying. As he didn't realize that he had the ability of, or he did. So he transforms into a more like a adult. As his hair turns black, like combed it down. He basically turned into that. As he walks up as he knocks on the door, as Inko walks up, as he says, I hate him so, as he says, well, can I come in? Sure. As Inko and Sashi she sat down, as he tells them that as Zuko looks at his own picture of him, as he tells Zuko, he tells Inko that you're the Zuko who, and you might not believe me, but your son, the Zuko, is still alive. As Inko is still tearing up, as she says, no, he's dead. Because of Bakugo. As he says, as Zuko says this, I'm not lying to you. And your son, remember when I said your son was still living? You already found him. You might not believe me, but my look. As Inko says, no, you can't be him. He's dead. As Zuko transforms his entire body, or his hair, or his entire face back to Matt, as he says, "Hey, Mom, what's up?" As I'm a real deal. I'm not, as Zumi says, huh. As, yeah. When Hasashi and Inko saw what Zuko, their own son, came back to them. As Inko runs up, or gets up out of her chair, walks over to Zumi, or no, or Zuko, sorry, and hugs him as she says, "What happened to you? You know, after all these years." Better to not answer, or better not ask that question. See, as Zuko or Shashi asked him, "Go ahead, kiddo, what happened?" Well, after Bakugo pushed me into the... Or actually, Asashi and Inko had that face, as they couldn't believe that their son was still alive after all these years. As Zuko says, "Oh, better to show you what I look like when you see me be... This is the before." What if I told you that I'm... You know that big monster dude? The one that attacked you, eh? As Asashi says, yeah. That monster was me. As Inko, who wanted a demonstration of what happened to him after that transformation, or after the chemical, as he shows his true form. As the... Yeah. This is his true form. Or his... As Inko couldn't believe that her own son got turned into a monster. Freak show. But she doesn't care about that. Her son, no matter what he looks like, he's always going to be her son. So he transforms back into his human form, as his bedroom was left a bedroom, so that's what... So, yeah. Zuko was basically could tell, as Inko, who was basically hugged him, as he says that's what I looked like, and sorry if I smell bad. After the chemical dumped into the sewers where I formed from, into the monster that I'm currently am, as Asashi and Inko Or no, Inko says you're not a monster. Okay? So, yeah. So Zuko and, yeah. Zuko, or no. The next day, Nezu wants to see what the testing, so that to see what he could do. He basically transforms into his human form to hold on a pencil better. And he got 100% on a written part. And for his robot, or for the battle against robots things, he ended up winning, or he's now the new holder of the entire world's record. Yeah, because he had more points than anyone in the world. As Inko, or actually, Zuko is now put into Class 1A with his sister. As Ochako wanted to basically finally, of course, the sports festival, I'm skipping, but before the sports festival, the 10 months training thing, or 2-week training, Ochako finally walked up to Zuko and she tells him that she and him should go on a date. Ochako, no matter how much she'd been through, the losing Zuko, but turns out he's still alive, turned into a monster, as Zuko accepts, as transforms back into, or as they've both been dating through the entire school year. And Zuko wasn't able to go, as his internship was, or I'm skipping the sports festival because how much time. Zuko basically becomes Zuko became a human as he trained with Todoroki, to ended up using his, of course, Bakugo, or no, not Bakugo, the internship with, like, Bakugo and or actually, let's say Zuko went training with, and or his internship was with Endeavor, because a frog girl tells him that he should have joined the Marines, as Zuko says, well, do they allow me to be in my monstrous form? Like my. Yeah. They accept who. As he. He'll stick with his own. Or the endeavor. So, yeah. Because he's not confident enough to be whacking people around with his tail a lot. So that's why. So, yeah. He does battle against Hero Killer Stain in his, like, human form thing. As, yeah, Zuko basically went and won that round. How fast could you go for? Well, Zuko basically saved Toro or Tenya's life. And the native, as he says, well, yeah. So I'm skipping that part. And so the camp arc, or actually the mall arc thing, where the Class A goes to, like, that. Ochako and Zuko were still on a date thing at the time. Sorry. At the time, they decided to, like, go shopping for, like, camp gear. As Ochako tells Zuko that he needs him to, like, come and visit, or come, because Ochako's family already met Midoriya's family, so basically Ochako can get married to Zuko. Yeah. And that's what she chose. As Zuko was basically a powerhouse. So they, yeah, as Ochako and Zuko were, like, they were hanging out. And little Miss Mina, Mina, decided to be a little turkey, aka, or Class 1A is basically spying on Zuko and Ochako. Yeah, Ochako, or they said that if Ochako and Zuko got dating, they'll give a crud. Yeah. So Zuko could sense that they're. Yeah. So Ochako knows that her classmates are being nosy rosies into her personal life with him. So, so then after they did that, now Camp Park, Ochako, oh, she doesn't mind that her boyfriend, and peeks on her, but he's not like, um, me. He is not like that one. He just, yeah. I'm not leaving him out of this story, as Zuko, or as he, or Zuko wasn't that one that would peek over the fence and sees a bunch of naked girls things. No. No, 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 no. She does, or he does not want that for her own. That's why Ochako doesn't mind that he could do that. But Zuko is in his human form, as he is mostly relaxed. As he reached out and hit, or actually, or no, the great kid, sorry, the great kid tried to climb over the wall, as the monster hand grabs him, puts him down, because he does not want to have any peep shows on the girls. As he, like, sometimes tells, or he quietly tells himself that in his own head, away from, because he blocks telepaths from reading his mind, if he thinks about his own personal life. So yeah, Zuko basically been there, done that, as he secretly tells himself that I don't need to peep on those girls. Yeah. And he's too kind heart. Sorry. As it feels good to have some relaxation. Man, oh, and the sometimes he accidentally like make a water a little bit too boiling, as everyone except for Todoroki and him were like, this is the life thing. Everyone else is like jumped out of the, or boys jumped out of the hot tub before, yeah. As, yeah. As the, let's say, the girls, like, hot tub thing, or spa, wasn't working. The water wasn't heating up properly. So, they wanted to ask to, like, them to fix it. But, how about we, as Ochako was gonna say, how about we ask Zuko, because, or Todoroki. as as Mina beats her to it. As Ochako blushes. As he as one of the as Ochako, or not Ochako, the yeah, let's say Mina. Sorry, I'm trying to think about it. But let's say Mina went over, or not went over, as she says, "Hey Todoroki, is Zuko over there?" As Todoroki says, "Yeah, he's over here." Well, our heat the thing is out, so can you send him over? As Todoroki understands he as Todoroki tells Zuko that he probably needs you to heat up their like pool thing. Okay. As Zuko, and so he walks around. He as he sat down, and he turns it. Of course, they asked him to turn it into, or like, Singaris. As he says, sure. As he turns it a little bit up into, because it's fire form, but he makes it a little bit like adjusted. As, yeah, Zuko basically was in the hot tub with 5 girls in the hot tub. He's literally like he's like that in the hot tub with 5 girls, and they asked him to use his power to of flames to heat up the water, to not boil, but Zuko was that, or he toned it down to they could be relaxed in. Yeah, so he's in a, so, and one of the pussycats tells him, or actually tells him to go back onto the boys' side, as they said, we asked him to, because the pool or the hot tub is a little bit cold. As Zuko, or as so they did, or so the pussycat did check that, as she says, "You're okay, Zuko. It's keep it at, you see, at that grease thing, sure." As he turns the knob on his power. So yeah, I'm not gonna show you that image of what, like, of those 5 girls in the hot tub thing looked like. I'm trying to stay clean, not like there's probably some weird people would probably be like looking at it. Okay? So yeah. So then the next day they start training. Deku uses all of his powers all at once as one of the pussycats, the big buff guy with a pink tutu or whatever tutu thing, says, it looks like you already was mastering all of them at once. Could you fuse them? Yeah. As he knows how to make ice, so he used wind and water at the same time. And he accidentally froze the entire area around everybody. Yeah, made it so slippery that even as he used his fire there and to create like heat thing. Yeah, as Ochako walks up to him and she always called him Zuku Babe. Him. So yeah. So basically, and she tells him that, how about you need to heat it up just enough to, as he understands, as he uses his fire to heat the entire area up. Not like he used wind and fire to create hot winds. And to just like keep things nice and heated for them. As yeah, Zuko was basically responds to that. The Zuko, or every time Ochako says, "Hey Zuko babe," he responds. Because one, I know that you guys are probably saying they're not married. Why is it? Well, so Zuko and Ochako, or Ochako, or actually after like that, Ochako was at the hot tub thing. She's literally sitting right next to him. She wasn't wearing nothing. As of course, he had his eyes closed to make sure that he doesn't want to see those naked girls. But, of course, how hot he is, yeah. All those girls, the 5 girls asked him, I don't know, I don't, yeah. So then he ends up, yeah. So after I'm not going to get into the rest of the details of the camp arc, but during the raid arc, the All for One versus All Might arc, Zuko basically, or All for One says, "You're about to die," as the Earth or fire formed like magma came right in front, like creating a barrier between All for One and All Might. As Zuko says, "You have to deal with me first. All for One. I do not take kindly to whoever tries to hurt my favorite person in the world. The number one hero is my favorite hero." As Zuko says that as All for One says, you're that, and how are you doing, Elementor? Well, you're not gonna force me this time. As he used his air to make everyone unconscious, except for All for One. As he used his wind to gather everybody away from him. So, yeah. So, Zuko uses his poison. I'm making his poison 4,000 million times powerful than a normal poison does. Yeah. I might have some poison. Just kidding. So, yeah. Zuko ended up, yeah. Please wait for part 3.